I'm Jory from Utah, and we're going to be talking about how to add molding to cabinets. If we're going to be doing our trim and things like that, it's important that we are first off, we are careful in safety. So wear safety glasses. I wear my regular glasses, which works as well. If you have whatever type of safety glasses or protection you wear is great. Gloves sometimes are preferred. If you're going to be shooting a nail gun, I would suggest using gloves or glasses or both. It's important to be careful and safe while we're doing this. Now if we're going to be cutting molding, now what this is a 3-inch crown mold. When we put our molding up, it actually sits this way. So this is the way it will sit on the cabinet. Now for cutting purposes, we're going to actually cut it upside down. That way if we have any pieces that flake off or chip off or anything like that, which happens sometimes with a miter saw, it's going to be on the top rather than on the bottom, so you won't see it. It'll be next to the ceiling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a straight piece here. Letting the saw finish before I put my hand anywhere near the saw. Okay, and then I'm going to slide this across, and the next piece I'm going to be putting this one on a 45-degree angle. This is kind of the way we shoot our crown on. Okay, so I'm going to cut it on a 45-degree angle. Giving me my first piece, which will sit on the side. It will sit on the side of the cabinet. Okay. My second piece, I'm going to change the angle. And then I will cut it straight. Once again, being careful to make sure that the molding is flat on the back. Now the reason why we did it that way, we changed our angles. We have 2 flat ends, so if we were to go and trim around the side of our cabinet, this is the way it's going to fit and the way it's going to work together. So after we have our angle cut, we're going to actually glue. We're going to glue the inside seam there. It's important that we use wood glue. This is wood glue. Do not use like rubber cement or anything that you think was good because you learned about it in grade school. Wood glue is actually what holds up. A lot of times when I go to repair cabinets, I end up having to scrape off rubber cement or some sort of crazy glue on there. So we're going to glue our seam. We're going to put it together this way. I suggest gluing your seams and shooting them together before we put them on our cabinet, okay? Being careful not to shoot into your hand. What this is these are actually headless pinners that come out of this gun, which so you can see you hardly see any nail hole at all, which is great because then we don't have to deal with the nail holes. So we're going to go from here to here. And just so you understand, it's not actually the nails that holds the piece together, it's actually the glue. For our purposes, we're actually just going to stick it on this table, just so you can see how it goes. On your cabinet, I would measure somewhere between 1 inch to 2 inches down from the top of our cabinet before we shoot this on. That allows us to have the same depth, and what I'll do is I'll go down and I'll mark, typically like 1 1/8 inches or 1 1/4 inches, mark on the cabinet all the way across the top of your cabinet all the way across. So that way when we put this on, we're going to stick this where it goes, and we're just going to shoot a nail here, and a nail here, and a nail on the other side. Always making sure that we find our line so we know where it's at, so that when it's up there, those nails will actually hold it just like it should, and it should be enough. It should be enough to hold it up there. If this was going to go to the ceiling, which typically it does if you're shooting in your house or wherever it is, if the ceiling were to right here, and this was the top, I would actually shoot just a couple of nails up through the top into the ceiling, pushing the molding up, because we want to try our best to completely take away any waves or anything that happen in the ceiling. A lot of times the ceilings are uneven, it's normal, but we can take care of that with our molding if we put it on properly. I'm Jory from Utah, and we've just talked about how to add molding to cabinets.